If you're wondering about where the talk is coming from and about Mark Williams for probably the 4th, 5th, or even 6th time at this point, it does happen to be from a report from Dave McMenamin of ESPN, saying that the Lakers, quote-unquote, just could not live with what they saw in regard to the Mark Williams failed examination. Again, not exactly citing a certain injury, a certain health concern, or whatever it might be. We're still in the dark about that. And in my opinion, that continues to be the biggest question mark. If we would actually get the reason why, then maybe we could side with or against the Lakers more here. If it was a back issue, which was the first initial report, which later got denied and apparently was false, maybe. Or maybe it was something lower body, upper body related. We really have no idea at this point. And it's been 3 months now and we still don't fully know about it. I mean, if it was a degenerative kind of issue, maybe muscle or joint related, then yes, we obviously could side with the Lakers. That would definitely be a long-term concern, especially for a guy that's yet to hit the 45 game mark in any season, only playing 3 years so far, so maybe a big concern, maybe not. He still has time to prove it either right or wrong at this point, who knows, only time will tell. But like I said, early reports did say that it was a back issue with him, albeit no official confirmation on that, and it's important to note that after the trade failed with him, he did miss 12 games after that point, 12 of a possible 33, aka about 37%. And then on top of that, like I said, only playing 44 games this season, which is actually a career high for him, and that's not too pretty, yet to hit the 45 game mark in 3 total years, so definitely cause for concern with Mark Williams. I don't care what anyone says about that. Reoccurring injuries, not being able to play in back-to-back games, and pretty much every time after playing about 5 to 10 games, he does come down with something pretty much every time. So with that in mind here, I think the Lakers had the right idea by making this trade, but simply chose the wrong guy. Luka had a lob threat at the top of his priority list, with Mark Williams actually being the guy that he listed at the top of that preferred list, so they definitely went after a target that Luka wanted, again that vertical threat offensively, hopefully more of a rim protector defensively, which is kind of a question mark with Mark Williams. Is a good shot blocker, but not necessarily a great defender. He's kind of the embodiment of what they want to get for a center, the long-term piece, a guy that's 125 and could be a long-term future piece with Luka Doncic and or Austin Reeves maybe, but simply getting the guy that replicates what Luka had in Dallas, aka guys like Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, trying to replicate that, so it does point to what they are going to try to do this offseason, which Rob Pelinka talked about during his exit interview with their team.
Rob, looking back to the trade deadline, how do you feel like the rescinded trade with Charlotte affected how things played out from that point on?
Yeah, so there's NBA rules that prohibit us from speaking to a particular transaction, but I'll say in general, it's very clear, and it was clear then, and we spoke to it, that this team and this roster needs more size and needs a center position. That's a very clear and obvious byproduct of trading potentially the best big in the league to Dallas to get a point guard. Of course, that's going to open up a huge hole. And as I said before, the trade deadline and the moments up to it don't allow you the requisite time to explore every single unturned stone to add a big to our roster. We just didn't have the time after the Luka trade, but now we do. That's the good news. And clearly we'll be very diligent, we'll be very detailed, we'll work hard. You got the NBA Combine coming up here in a couple weeks in Chicago. That's when a lot of the executives get together and start talks about off-season planning and roster construction. And the one thing we know about the NBA is there's always new and unexpected opportunities around the corner. That's just the nature of this business, and that my focus is going to be on that and making sure that next year we have the requisite size to have a team that can compete for a championship.